Now we will move to the next topic. Okay, that is the images which are formed with the help of these kinds of mirror. Let's move to the PPT. Let us now study how images are formed when we have spherical mirrors. There are three rules when we consider reflection in spherical mirrors. Rule number one, the object is always drawn to which side? Towards the left side. Okay, understand each and every point very clearly. I am going to go very slow so that you understand everything. Yes, we have done this slide, so this will be just a sort of revision for you. Okay, this is important. Most of you were not getting it, how it happens, so I'm taking it again. The object is always drawn towards the left of the mirror. So as you can see, this pink arrow denotes the object. Rule number one is a ray parallel to principal axis on reflection passes through the focus. Now here we are dealing with convex mirror, remember. Okay, so a ray which is parallel to principal axis. Principal axis is this axis, purple colored. Okay, on reflection it will pass through which point? It will pass through focus. Now carefully observe the figure. This is the incident ray, and from where it is passing? Focus. Okay, ray parallel to the principal axis on reflection passes through the focus. Rule number two, a ray passing through the focus on reflection becomes parallel to the principal axis. Now see, if it is passing through the focus, it will become parallel to the principal axis. Next, yeah. So a ray passing through the center of curvature on reflection returns on the same path. So we all have studied laws of reflection, right? I'll just take out the pointer. Yeah. So if this is a reflecting surface, normal is always perpendicular. Now this is the incident ray, this is the reflected ray. This is reflected ray, this is incident ray, and this is angle of incidence, this is angle of reflection. Now if the ray is just falling here only, okay? So the reflected ray will follow the same path. That is what happening over here. So if the ray is passing through the center of curvature, on the reflection it returns on the same path, because here angle, this angle is 90 degrees, and in other way we can say that angle of incidence is 0 over here. So it coincides with the normal, and hence it will reflect back on the same path. Okay, this all of you should know. Yeah, I'll tell you again. Now a ray passing through the center of curvature. So this ray is incident on the center of curvature. Okay, so what path it will follow after reflection? It will follow the same path after reflection. Means it is going this way, and again it will bounce back in the same direction. Why? Because here the angle of incidence is 0, or we can say the incident ray coincides with that of normal. So if this is a normal, we can say that the incident ray is passing through the normal only. So reflected ray is also passing through normal. So all the rays are coinciding. Aryan, is it clear now? Okay, so this is what happens here. Now let us use the rules to find where the image of an object will be in a convex mirror. Now we are going to see how images are formed with the help of convex mirror. One more thing you must know is that we have to mark F and C on other sides of the mirror too at the same distance. So F, and here we will mark C. I hope everybody knows the initials. This is center of curvature, this is focus, this is pole, this is focus, this is center of curvature. One more thing I would like to add. So this diameter of the spherical mirror, this is known as aperture. Okay. Aperture, aperture. This is known as aperture. So with this, we will just go to the next part. What are the rules again? The object is always drawn to the left of the mirror. Ray parallel to the principal axis on reflection passes through the focus. As you can see here. Rule 2, ray passing through the focus on reflection becomes parallel to the principal axis. Rule 3, ray passing through the center of curvature on reflection returns on the same path. And And how can an image be? It can be upright or inverted. You all know what do you mean by upright. Upright means erect. Inverted means upside down. Virtual means what? Behind the mirror. Real means in front of the mirror. So real images, they are inverted, that is upside down. They can be taken on the screen. So these are the two things which you can remember for real images. And virtual image, the usual image which you see in the mirror, that is virtual. Okay, it is always erect. Okay, more characteristics are diminished means smaller in size, magnified means larger in size. So uh, these are the qualities of images which you must know. It can be upright or inverted. Okay, upright is erect and inverted is upside down. It can be virtual, that is behind the mirror, or real, that is in front of the mirror. It can be diminished, means of smaller size, or it can be magnified, means of larger size. Next, we can place the object anywhere on the side of the reflecting surface of the mirror. Reflecting surface means what? From where shine comes, whichever part is shiny. There we can keep the image, keep the object, sorry. There are many positions for the object. Let's look at them one by one. So first, see where is the object placed? Between focus and pole. Okay. Next, object can be placed at the focus. Object can be placed between the center of curvature and focus. Object can be placed on the center of curvature, beyond center of curvature, and at infinite distance also. Okay. So these are the positions where we can keep an object. You can start from this point. So you can keep an object here, then here. You can move it away till infinite distance. Is this part clear? Where the object can be placed? It can be placed anywhere away from the reflecting surface. Okay, object should not be kept here because no image will be formed then. So now this position is beyond C, that is beyond center of curvature. Draw two rays parallel to the principal axis, passing through the focus. Okay, now what we have done is we have drawn two rays, incident rays. First ray is parallel to the principal axis and the second ray is passing through the focus. Green color denotes the reflected ray, blue color denotes the incident ray. Okay. See where the rays meet. If they don't actually meet, produce them backwards. Okay, now here as you can see, we will produce them backwards. So this green line is extended here. So where the image is forming? Here. Okay. So image is forming before F, before the focus. Here it is forming. Understood? Is this clear to everybody? I'll just summarize it. Okay, now see, object is placed beyond C. We are drawing two incident rays. First is parallel to the principal axis. Second is passing through the focus. Okay, now it will get reflected in these directions. If the rays are not meeting, we will extend it backwards and we will meet them somewhere here. And as we can see through the figure, image is formed before F. Okay. Images, what kind of image it is? Upright image. So obviously it will be virtual. This is the incident ray. This reflected ray is this for this incident ray. Okay. Now for this incident ray, the reflected ray is this. As we have learned, if the incident ray is passing through the focus, the reflected ray will be parallel to the principal axis. I hope you are getting it. Try to relate what we have learned in this diagram. So whatever we have learned, you have to relate it with this diagram. Understood? The image is smaller in size, therefore image is diminished. Okay, you will not write these words. These are general words and these are scientific words. So you will have to write these scientific terms. So image is before F. it is upright, it is virtual, and it is diminished. And remember, these two are together, means if the image is upright, it has to be virtual. Okay. And if it is upside down, if it is inverted, it has to be real. Now let us put this information together. The object position is beyond C, image position is before F, image orientation is upright, image nature is virtual, and image size is diminished, means smaller. Now, if we place the object at C, from here the object has moved to this position. Okay, same thing we will do. We will draw two rays parallel to the principal axis and one ray passing through the focus. Now let's see where it will meet. Okay, we will extend this line over here in order to meet them. As you can see, the image is again upright. It is again smaller in size. It is before F. Okay. So the same characteristics are there. Image is before F. It is upright. It is virtual. It is diminished. Is this clear to everybody? Is it clear? See, initially you might take some time for understanding this, but as we move ahead and as we continuously revise the topics which we did, you will understand it in a better way. Okay, again we will tabulate this information. So object position is at C, image position is before F, image orientation is upright, image nature is virtual, and image size is diminished. Let's take the object between C and F. Draw again parallel to principal axis and one line passing through the focus. So as we meet them, again you can see the image is smaller, that means it is diminished. It is erect, that is upright. It is virtual. Okay, so the image is formed before F. It is upright, it is virtual, it is diminished. Again we will tabulate this information. Object position is between C and F. Image position is before F. Image orientation is upright. Image nature is virtual, and image size is diminished. Okay. Now next. So object, we are moving it closer to the mirror. First it was before C here. Then it was at C. Then it was between C and F. Now we have moved the object here, that is towards F. So now again we are going to draw two rays, one passing through the principal axis and one passing through the focus. Let's meet both the rays. Again the image which is formed is before F, upright, virtual, and diminished. So same characteristics are there. Again we will tabulate it in the table. So when the object is placed at F, image position is before F, it is upright, it is virtual, and it is diminished. Now the object is before F. Draw two rays parallel to principal axis passing through the focus and let them meet. So again you can see
Ma'am, it is still before F only.
Before F, yes, it is before F only. And same characteristics are there. So object position is before F, image position is before F, it is upright, it is virtual, and it is diminished. Now at infinity, if the object is very far away, okay, it is somewhere here, means the distance is very high. In that case, all rays will be considered to be parallel to the principal axis. In this way, where is the image and how big it is? The image size is of point size image is formed at F. Okay, so where the rays will meet at the focus. Image is at F. Let me finish this and then I'll take your doubt. Image is upright, that is it is not inverted. It is virtual, that is behind the mirror. It is very diminished, it is point size. Now if we are putting this information in the table, at infinity, image position is at F, it is upright, virtual, and point size. Okay, so at infinity, the image position will be at F, that is at the focus. Image orientation is upright, image nature is virtual, and image size is point size image. Understood? So now if we We can condense this part because as you can see, all the information which is there from here to here, it is same. So what we can write instead of that, if the object is placed between infinity and pole, means at finite distance, then the image will be formed before F. It will be upright, virtual and diminished. But if the object is placed at infinity, then the image position will be at F, that is focus. It will be upright, virtual and a point size image will be formed. Means very, very small. Okay. So Palash, have you got it?
Yes, ma'am, got it.
So this you should know, students, and it will come through practice. For now, you will understand it, but when you actually write it, it will be difficult for you. So practice all the ray diagrams properly. Okay. If we magnify the sun rays such that there is one point which will form, it will burn. That is about, we'll use lens, na Shubham, for that. So that is a different concept. But yes, so convex lens you take, and then what you do, you try to focus sun rays, you try to bring the image of sun on that paper, and that forms a concentrated source of heat which will eventually burn that paper. Okay. Yes. So if the object is not at infinity, we always get a diminished, upright and virtual image. So this you have to fix in your mind. With the help of convex mirror, you will always get a diminished, upright and virtual image if the object is placed at a finite distance. If the object is at infinity, image will be formed at the focus and a point size image will be formed. Okay. So this you have to keep in mind. This is very important. Think, where do we use something like this? Yes. Yes. What about the mirrors in the vehicles? Yes, in cars also. Rear view mirror of car. Okay, the famous answer. You might have learned it. Okay. So we need to see small upright images of larger area in rear view mirror of a car. That way the driver gets to see much larger area than he or she could do with the help of plane mirror. So this is all about convex mirror. Okay, now I have something for you. If you have all-in-one, in that book, this lesson is very nicely summarized. Okay, so what we discussed the first part in the PPT, that is given in a comparative form over here. So we have studied for convex mirror. We will just go through it once so that the concept which we have done today, it is clear at your end. So following rays can be considered for locating the image. The ray coming parallel to the principal axis passes through the focus after reflection in concave mirror or appears to come from focus in convex mirror. So as you can see, if the rays are going parallelly, it appears to come from the focus in convex mirror. Same thing happens in the concave mirror. So it passes through the focus after reflection. This point is different, other points are similar. The rays coming through the focus of concave mirror or coming towards the focus of convex mirror become parallel to the principal axis after reflection from the mirror. So if the rays are going through the focus, both in concave and convex mirror, the reflected rays will be always parallel to the principal axis. These points are like analogous to each other, means you can relate this. So if these are the lines are parallel to the principal axis, they will pass through the focus, and if they are passing through the focus, the emerging rays will be parallel to the principal axis. Okay. The second condition is the ray coming through the focus of the concave mirror or coming towards the focus from the convex mirror becomes parallel to the principal axis. Next is the ray coming through the center of curvature of concave mirror towards the direction of center of curvature of a convex mirror reflects back. It means that if the incident ray is passing through the center of curvature in both convex as well as concave mirror, it will reflect back along the same path. Okay, I hope you are getting it. You are trying, I hope you are trying to relate it with what we learned. And the fourth condition is that this was not there in the PPT. a ray incident obliquely to the principal axis towards the pole of the concave or the convex mirror is reflected obliquely to following the law of reflection, that is angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. So if the ray is coming in this direction and it is hitting the pole, it will get reflected in this direction following the law of reflection, that is this angle will be same to this angle. Okay, so first was what? If the ray is parallel to the principal axis, it will pass through the focus. Reflected ray will pass through the focus, both in concave as well as convex mirror. So if the ray is passing through the focus, it will emerge in the form of a ray which will be parallel to the principal axis. If the ray is passing through the center of curvature, the reflected ray will follow the same path. And if the ray is incident obliquely to the principal axis, it will follow the law of reflection. Angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection, and it will get reflected in this way. Okay, and just now we saw image found by convex mirror. So that also I'll tell you. So object position, if it is at infinity, then the position of image is where? At the principal focus behind the mirror. Nature and size of image will be virtual, erect, and extremely diminished. That is, point size image will be formed. If the object is between infinity and pole, that is at finite distance, then the position of image will be between the principal focus and the pole behind the mirror. It will be virtual, erect, and diminished. Ray diagrams are very important. You will have to practice it. Always draw these rays with the help of scale, and for drawing this curve you can use a pro circle. I have already told you that buy a pro circle. It costs just 15-20 rupees. It will be very useful for you all. Even in maths it is useful. So you can buy one. I hope this is clear. Just go through your textbook. In textbook also it is given. I'll just show you textbook. So here you can see reflection of light, spherical mirrors. Go through this part, and this is about concave mirror. Today we have discussed about, see, these are the 4 laws which we just saw. Ray parallel to the principal axis after reflection. Okay, which path it will follow. You can refer to this. It is there on page number 164. All the 4 conditions are given over here, which we just saw in all-in-one. Okay, images formed by concave mirror are given, by convex mirror are also given. So we did this part today, and tomorrow we will be doing the above part which is there in the textbook. Okay, so bye everybody, take care, have a great day ahead.
If you like our videos, do share them and subscribe to our channel. If you want awesome quizzes, write to us. Keep watching and keep learning with Walnut.